Hey, I was vibing, man. I felt like the track was riding a little longer today. What up, man? Wednesday night, no strings. We in the building, man. What's up to the homie Grand? He up in here early. What's up, Grand? Grand be out here partying, having him a good old time, man. It's officially no strings day, man. No strings, everything. I'm pouring me up, got a little vodka tonight. Getting started a little early. You did? We can get started a little early tonight. What's good, everybody? We'll have a good time tonight. Good show. Breaking generational patterns of curses, not hearts. You dig? We're going to talk about some of that stuff, man, that you go through, or you see your family or people telling you, or you realizing that you're doing some of the same stuff. And, you know, like how are we moving on from that? How do we, are we growing? We talk a lot about mental health and just growth on the show. So I think this is definitely something cool. What are you looking at that like you confused right now, Tori? You know what
I'm trying to make sure I gotta shake it. If they shake it instantly before you drink.
What you drinking?
It's a cut water. It's espresso martini.
Yeah, that sound like you're doing too much. Everybody say what's up to cousin Torian. What up, Torian?
What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy No Strings Day. Feeling good, looking good. Y'all already know, already talking about ish. So let's go.
Yeah, we got to start off on a sad note, obviously. With the passing, what was it, 2 days ago, of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Theo from the Cosby Show. It's how I grew up watching him, how most people came to know him. Obviously, he also had a run with the Malcolm and Eddie show with Eddie Griffin for a while as well, too. And obviously, he's been working, doing other stuff, but those are the big two runs. The Theo Huxtable run, where he was the only boy with all the girls and all that. It was just, for me, it holds a special place that character did, because I grew up with them. So just tragic, man. Definitely he'll be missed. So definitely rest in power to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Let's get our brothers and sisters. What's up? We got Lie in the building. We got Naomi in the building. Everybody say what's up.
Hey y'all. Happy Wednesday.
We in here. Peace. Yeah, everything good with you, Lionel? How you okay? How was it running right now, man? What are we, a week post the official birthday?
It's 3 weeks. So I'm
3 weeks. Damn. I'm just
it's the end of July now. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm old and slow. How you feeling? You good? Everything good. Straight? There you go.
Yeah, I feel well, I should say. I'm like, every time I say I feel good, I'm good. I'm like, that's just not. I mean, I should say well, or I'm doing fine. I'm doing great.
And I should say pause.
Everything's fine.
No, that's what's up though. Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. My little girl's birthday is tomorrow. She turns 8.
That's right.
24.
Now 8 is really crazy.
Yeah, she'll be 8. So
8 is wild. Nazi's age. That's crazy.
Yeah, and my big girl, her birthday's on the 29th. She'll be 17. Yeah.
Wow. Whoa. Yeah. She getting up there. She into woo.
Mm-hmm. Just to get into some, my numerology people out there, just to get into some numerology, I always say, my sister, her birthday is July as well. Her birthday is 7/11. And I always said, man, she just always, stuff just always aligns for her with that 7/11. It was just everything, and then with my big girl, her birthday, 7/29, you know what I'm saying? At the 9 and the 2, you back at that 7/11. You dig what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then obviously, like I said, with my other baby being born there too, 7/24, it's just too much July going on for me.
You'd be surprised how much that's not even like a one-off, because I'll be into my genealogy a lot, my family tree. I've been working on it for over a decade. But it's interesting to see how many like birthdays are so close, and like how many birthdays add up in that same way, all the way down the line from a lot of our ancestors. And then I know you were speaking on the actor that passed away.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, yes.
Right. And I just saw Sinners. And I love how at the end of Sinners, how like they just made it so clear that like that transition you always have somebody, your ancestors on the other side, just waiting for you. Like they've been just waiting to celebrate you and welcome you back to like to where you come from. You know. So
Right.
on the bright side, I'm sure he's been welcomed with so much love at this point. But it is a sad experience from this perspective for sure. Hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Definitely.
shout out to Sinners too. I thought that was a really good movie.
No, I'm glad you
I know.
finally watched it.
I know it was good. I really enjoyed it. I know that one of the biggest critiques I at least saw of that movie was that it was kind of predictable, like not really any plot twists, which I can agree to. But besides
Was
that, I
it
think
predictable?
I just
Right.
feel like it was.
Because
I
I
feel like
kind of
it
went
was
into it
predictable.
like I
But
didn't know what to expect. Like, because I feel like you were in there. Yeah, shout out to the 11. What's up, LT? But because you knew it was like a vampire movie, right? But I feel like at the beginning, like you could have easily forgot that that was like a plot that was coming in to like come and be like, because I feel like the storytelling of just so rich in like the
mhm,
Southern
the
history.
storytelling was tea.
Yet,
But
like
once
I
the
just
vampires are introduced, like once you see him like drooling and like it flashes, then from that point there's like no real twists and turns. Like, and I was saying like that really could have been drawn out. They could have made that movie longer, and I would have been here for it. Because it was so good, but nonetheless, I don't want to take away from the overall story. But I can see that critique because I was seeing that before, and then now that I've seen it, I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. We could have more angles for sure. Like, at least let us have some nights where they gotta survive in this bitch. I think they had like one night the sun never really came up and went back down. You know, like let them fuck the vampires up for a second. But besides that, but I do feel like
for
it was some
one,
it was clocking a lot of tea though. Like I do feel like that movie clocked a lot of things, which I thought was cool. But my favorite part that it clocked was just his ancestor waiting right there, his wife and his baby. I didn't realize she was pregnant, but to me I was like, yeah, she was pregnant.
she wasn't pregnant. They had a baby that had passed away before.
Oh, okay, so that's what it was.
Mhm.
So
It
I
was their
love.
child that was already in the ancestor realm.
Oh
That's who was looking
God.
for.
Oh God. So that's even that just hit. So I loved that moment seriously, and I love the ending for sure. But
Hey.
yeah,
You know, I
it's
didn't watch.
just giving me more perspective on just like the
You didn't watch
transition of life.
Sinners?
No, my wife and my daughter have seen it like 3 times. They
Why
watched it a bunch
haven't
of
you
times.
seen it?
I don't watch movies. They know, you know that. I don't watch. I still ain't watched Black Panther. I don't watch movies.
What? And I feel like you can miss watching Black Panther, but miss
Yeah, that's a
watching
long
Sinners
ass
is
movie too.
crazy.
No, it's not.
No, and I'm like, and I feel like Delroy Lindo is like one of my favorite like Black elder actors. Like outside of Samuel L. Jackson, like Delroy Lindo, like he's just like that for me. So
What
when I
role did
see
he play?
he was well, he was the old blues man. I can't think Delta
Okay,
Slim.
okay.
He
The
played
one
Delta.
that was drinking a lot,
Yeah.
and
The
he
old.
really
I
killed
care.
his role. He killed his role. He
No,
did
and
a
I told you
great
like
job.
I was seeing after that, I was just recognizing from the perspective of Black men how much is like carried in the Black men that are walking around with us day to day, like how much is carried in the DNA and in the genes of like so much trauma compounded on years of trauma, and using like different things, different substances to try to like ease that pain and to like come out of that, and like it has led to even more pain and suffering for things like, so it's just been, yeah, like I feel like it did hit a lot in
Yeah,
Sinners. And
it did
you
hit.
know, even when it comes to the hoodoo, I was like, I love it. I love it.
I know I loved her. I loved his wife so much. That's why I wanted to see more, and that might be my bias. It's like I wanted to see so much more. I think that they could have played out on a lot more, but it was
No, because I know
phenomenal
people
writing.
are upset that he doesn't want to do like a sequel, and they're like, you can do like this, and this, and that. And so,
Yeah,
but yeah, you know, sometimes directors choose to kind of like leave a story where it's at.
yeah,
And you, as the people who like experience it, can, you know, dream and imagine whatever it could.
that's right.
It
My
could.
wife just told me that my daughter. She said my daughter cried for like 30 minutes on the
I
movie.
believe it. I
Yeah.
actually cried at the very end too. You know what made me cry though? It was like when I heard the song, the Rod Wave song that's at the end of the movie. So he did a song specifically for that movie, and like when the movie ended, that song played, and I was just like, it just that put the bow on the present for me. Like I was just like, oh my goodness gracious, what a film, you know?
I'll
Yeah,
probably
what
watch
a
it in
film.
like maybe 5 to 7 years. I just watched Pulp
You
Fiction.
good.
And did you watch Book of Clarence?
No.
I feel like Book of Clarence and Sinners are like, they're making me so like happy and proud for Black cinema, because it's like
Yeah,
just telling stories from a lens that we don't necessarily see. Like, you know, especially when it comes to period pieces, right? We're used to seeing, like, when we go back in time, Black people are kind of like typecast in a certain way, and we're
Right.
only portrayed in a certain type of way. And stories that, like, stories aren't fully told about like how things were and things look. And when it comes to like Book of Clarence, it's like, you
So that's
know,
the one. What you call them stars? What's the guy's name that stars in that one? The star of the movie.
Lakeith Stanfield.
There you go. Okay, yes. It looked excellent. Everything I saw. It's
You
something
should
that I would
literally,
watch.
and you're heavy into religion. Not that it's like very religious based, but it was just beautiful for me because it's like you never see Black people in biblical times. Like that was the first time you were able to see, because biblical times, like it literally was Black people, right? But they whitewashed it to a place where we don't even see ourselves walking around. Like we didn't think that we were the ones around Jesus, you know? And that's because of who has been making movies and who has been telling these stories. And
I
so
want
when
to
we're
see that now. I'm gonna
getting
add
back
that
to
to my
the
list.
driver's seats,
Yes,
you saw
on
the Book of
Netflix.
Clarence?
It's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I watched that, and I watched Black is King last night, and I saw that from a different perspective, which was really, really good too.
Beyonce,
But
Black is King.
yeah, I
You
got
just
this.
watching that?
I've saw that. I've seen that before, but I'm saying I saw it
Oh,
from a
okay.
different perspective. Like really watching it as a film and approaching it that way versus just like saying like, oh, videos to
The
songs that I love.
music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which it told a really good story for sure too. So I'm gonna watch that. That's
I
on my
think
list
that's the
now.
most powerful thing that like Black people can be doing right now is really reclaiming back stories,
Hmm.
creating the new myths, and of course, like I've kind of been like on my authorship journey, and I've
Yeah,
just been recognizing how crucial stories are to life, right? Like stories are very paramount in humans' lives, period. And so, yeah, as we take our power back and as we craft these stories and we create these stories, because um like life can imitate what is seen, right? So I think
that's
it
right.
can be a powerful medium.
Agree. There you go. So y'all go watch that, man. I just always watch movies after. Like I watch
Well,
movies
it's been
after.
time, right? Watch it.
No, I just me when it comes to movies, I don't never watch something when it comes out. I watch it like 10, 15 years later. That's just me. I ain't got time to be devoting a lot of time. I got
Exactly. You know,
You
you old
got
as hell. Do you
I
got
got
10,
too much
15
stuff to
years
do.
left? Do you got
I
10, 15 years left, bro?
no, so you
Some
can
of-
watch these damn movies.
Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't try to put that on me. Hold on
You know,
now.
you be acting like people get too old and frail after a certain
Nah,
age.
I don't got an hour and a half, 2 hours to just devote to sitting down watching this. I got stuff to do. I got to
Yes, you
do
do
stuff.
got 2 hours.
No, I
I need
got
to
stuff
get
to
on
do.
the
You got
game.
8
I
hours
need
to
to
watch
watch
basketball.
basketball.
Look.
You know what's funny? I
I
haven't
want to
watched.
talk about sports.
I don't watch full games of basketball. Like I'll watch the first quarter, then I'll watch the fourth quarter. Everything in between. Listen, y'all figure that out. Call
That's
me at the beginning and
crazy.
the end. So
So it
yeah, I
seems
don't got
like
a
you
lot of
can watch
time,
a
man.
movie in
So
between.
what else are you doing? Because you don't do nothing else.
I do a lot of shit. First of all, I work. Number one. Number two, I'm always out here. I'm running. I'm playing basketball. I got
You got
multiple
an ice for 5
podcasts.
hours after
I'm
that.
doing a lot of talking. People like to call me and tell me they proud. I got a lot of stuff to do, man. I interact with people in the real world. I touch grass, Torian, like my little girl told me. She's funny as hell. She was like,
No, you
"You need to touch
grass. That's why
you need to touch grass today, Dad." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but okay, let's go, man. Just bring it back full circle. Rest in power, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Just golly, man, that's tough for me. Let's go. This is the time of the show. If you're not familiar with the show, man, on No Strings, we do a bird of the week once a week. Sometimes it's a flock, sometimes it's one. Torian just sent the bird in, so I guess this is the bird now. So I haven't seen this yet, so we're gonna give our bird of the week coming up. Let's do it. So the bird of the week is going to what is this? Laverne Cox? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes.
So set this up because I'm not even sure what's going on in this.
So in the videos, and if you click the next one, it's her response. But basically, she catching backlash because she is on video reminiscing about this great love that she had, and it's pretty much a white guy. She like he's MAGA, he's a police officer. Listen to all these things, and it's like you really getting on this internet boosting about some white man to us.
Okay.
Well, all the shit that's going on right now.
Let's talk, Laverne.
He was 26. I was 48. He is blonde hair, blue eyed, MAGA Republican voter who is a New York City police officer. We were madly in love. I did not develop any of his politics. I still have my own. Yeah. My ex boyfriend was 22 years younger than me, hot MAGA Republican New York City police officer. Yeah.
So there you go. She had a little white boy that she, was going down. You saying this is the wrong climate for that? She don't need to be first. What's going on with her with the hair? Laverne is trans. I don't know what she is. Trans, right? What's going on with the hair?
Is trans. It's a break.
I don't know how she, the identification.
If it's a trans, it's a break. If not, then okay, I get it.
Okay, so you say she responds after this, so people people were upset about this.
Yeah, just sound like the climate that we are in, like, and you sitting here boosting about some white man who voted for Trump. Like,
so this is her response. I'm finna click too.
Yeah.
And
hold on, Jesus! What? Whoa! Whoa! Hold on. Let me go. Yeah, put that makeup. Jeez. Okay. No disrespect. All right.
Has really beautiful qualities, and I was in love. And as I found out his job and his politics, particularly in 2020, if you recall, we were having conversations really for the first time in this country about white supremacy and trying to have conversations with people across difference. And anyone who knows me, like, for years, I've always encouraged people to have conversations with people across difference with love and empathy. That is a value of mine that I strongly believe in, and that is something I attempted to do in this relationship. And that's a lot of what the show is about, in addition to, like, how did I get in this? How did I get here? And then things get very
okay. All right. So are people buying this? What are people saying?
Lord, she is not looking good. Why she looking?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel looking good.
No, like, because I was listening, I could hear. This is like me first tuning in. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because she usually, she'd be put together, but I guess she.
Well, that's the first release to make. I don't know what's going on with the hair, but the makeup was done.
But the makeup was a child. It's just break across the board. Respectfully.
No, and people just like, you got.
I can't.
Well, they got.
Oh my God! Money. I can't believe you got on camera like that. That's crazy.
But they be on her head talking something. You got all this money and you can't buy a good wig.
And I feel like she usually does. I feel like she usually does look good. Like, I feel like she usually will put herself together. So I don't know. Maybe that's what happened when you start start fucking with white people, I guess.
No, yes.
They say, like, when they be fucking with white men, like, they weave is so bad. Like,
man, I promise you,
that's very true. That's accurate. I
promise you, it's something in white men. They won't even talk to a black woman with a good weave or a good, like, a nice wig. They won't even look their way.
Like,
they are attracted.
Please move, bust down.
Yes. They want a black woman with the most effed up wig. I be like, Jesus Christ! Like, how do they every time they have a messed up wig? I'm like, Lord have mercy.
That's very true. The quickest weave you've ever seen, a fast weave, quick weave, too quick.
No, the fastest, like the fastest weave.
Shakira.
I don't understand. I need to get a white dude on the show to give me the lowdown on that. That's just some innate DNA.
It's a part of the degradation of it all. Like, they don't even want to see you shine.
Yeah,
but maybe they've like been able to like filter out. Like, maybe the women with the bust down aren't necessarily going for them. Like maybe those are the ones they just get, or the ones that are attracted to them. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it
But
is.
obviously,
It's this.
it switched her up. Like it switched up her hair game. She wanted to be fucking with that
Man.
night man. See what happens.
She looks insane.
But it was the 22-year-old age difference was crazy. Like how old
22 years is crazy.
Yeah, she
was
was
like, damn, how
48.
old
He
is
was
this person?
20.
Right now she just said that.
Yeah.
No, like how old was he? But maybe she's like 50 or something.
Yeah, she said she was 48, right? And he was and she was 26.
Yeah.
And that was during COVID. So yeah, Laverne is in her 50s now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, yeah, man. I don't know if y'all caught any of this. Did y'all, by chance, catch any festivities from the WNBA All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, I was tuned into the Stud Buds.
No.
Oh, that's why I was going, Lionel. You know me too well.
I love the Stud Buds. They're hilarious.
The Stud Buds, listen, the Stud Buds was out here applying pressure. They was out here applying pressure all weekend.
For sure. They needed that Angel Reese.
Oh, let's play the Angel Reese. I got the clip. I got it. The Stud Buds was trying to pull, one of the Stud Buds was trying to pull Angel Reese in the worst way. She was trying to put it down. The Stud Buds had a great weekend. Let's go.
You said she winning 50K?
Yeah. For sure. See, it might be part 2. If Courtney win that skills challenge.
I don't want drinks. I want shopping. Like I want.
You want a bag? You want a bag. I was gonna say you want a Chanel bag, a Birkin.
Yeah.
I knew you was expensive. I can't afford you.
That's why you're not for me.
See, y'all heard it. Hey, Angel, not yet.
Hold on, but let's wait till later on that night.
In this passenger.
That ain't it. Where did I find? Hold on, let me go back. I got the one from that night.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that night she was not finna be denied. She was on that thing twerking on Angel. Did you catch that line? She was throwing that ass on Angel Reese. Hold on, here you go. Here you go. I got it right here. Later that night, Angel Reese was talking all that. Angel Reese got some drinks in her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, y'all better stop playing with these studs like that. Y'all better stop playing.
The Stud Buds is crazy.
Stud Buds had a Angel like she might be tiptoeing her toe. Just putting a little toe in there.
Or may have already did it. Because women basketball is just hella gay. I promise, like that's what made me just be like, I'll just stick with volleyball for sure. I played freshman year.
Wow.
And that shit was so gay. I'm like, oh,
it was so
like, I'm not into y'all. Like, no, like what the fuck? Not girls talking to me at every game and tournament. Like, what the fuck?
Every game.
This is crazy.
Here she go.
I just came
here
to
she go with the
No, like what the hell y'all been doing over here? I didn't know it was like this.
I just
here
came
she
to
go
dance
with,
for y'all.
She had Kelsey Plum in the hotel room taking shots of Crown. Let's go.
Not JoJo, Katie. God damn, Joanne Perry.
Like you doing too much.
God damn, Joanne Perry.
Stud Buds out here winning, man. They turned up for All-Star Weekend. They was doing the most. I ain't gonna hold you.
I never even heard that term before.
Stud Buds. Yeah, they got a pod. They got
You get off of social media for 1 week and you don't know what the hell's going on.
Stud Buds, man. It's going down out here.
Right.
Say what?
I said I got something. I want to see y'all.
You got you. Okay, let me see. Let me get my screen off.
On me.
Uh-oh. Torian finna set you up. Let's go. Who is this? The whites only. Whoa. What are we doing, Torian? What are we doing?
Let's listen.
The whites only community built in. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple.
I think we would generally be called far right, sure.
It's called Return to the Land, and they invited me in.
A lot of people are going to be, why are you making Nazi references?
He sounds white.
Well, why wouldn't I?
A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, you know, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral? What we've done.
That's it.
Well, how I feel is I'm jealous. Black people would get their shit together and like do it. Yes, the answer to the last question is yes. And a bit incestuous, shared ancestors heal.
I'm like, I would let them have Arkansas, all of it. Like, say,
they actually
Naomi's
can't
family
have
was
Arkansas.
not from there, but Naomi's family
They actually
was from
can't
there.
have Arkansas.
Okay,
but,
like, y'all can have Arkansas if Naomi's family was not from there. We'll take Louisiana.
No, but what's T is why it's okay with that is because literally my hometown could literally be a whole black mecca. It's 98% black anyway. Like there's barely any white people out there. We already got a college, or we have a university, we have a hospital, we have like, you know, so we could literally come and make that a whole black community. So I'm just jealous because they actually have the wherewithal to actually like stand on business and like to create communities, because I feel that's all that black people should be focusing on right now is community building. Like, you know,
the people are not well. The
no, like
you
niggas
have
don't.
a community, it takes individuals to make a community, and the people are not well. The people, what our people have faced over the last hella years is totally different than what their people face. So it's not even a matter of it's just like it's a matter of intensified healing. Like it'll take being so intentional with like individual healing at this point. And then like the media doesn't help. Like the media totally just makes the wrong things cool for us. And so, you know, I think that's totally possible.
Why there has to be a focus
I think it's
on
totally
community. And, you know, that's why I focus, you know, at the end of the day, I can only control the things that are happening with myself and how I'm showing up for the people around me. And I know that I'm building and creating in a way. It's like, okay, well, when the people are ready, that I'm going to be able to like fully like help. I don't know if and when the people will be ready, but I'm definitely kind of like getting on my shit because, yeah. And then I also feel like they're actually going to need like a fortress and a place to go, like as things continue to turn. And it's like, we take the land back. So it's like, and I feel like we can't just like, you know, dump them off the coast, send them to Australia like they used to do, like the crazy people. So I feel like there would be a place where we would have to.
It's prophecy.
Let them be, and at least they're kind of like getting ready for that. Because they kind of already know that their time is shifting and changing. And so, yeah, I just wish that niggas could be on it. Because, you know, I believe in separation. Maybe not segregation, but I believe in separation. I grew up, like, as far as I know it, you know, life is segregated for me. I never knew white people my whole life. Like, the most white people I ever is when I went to Baylor for 3 weeks. And that was the most white people I've ever seen, been around, like, been in close corners with. And I got the fuck out of there. And I haven't been around that much white people since. Okay. So it's like life can already be kind of very separate and segregated. So as long as they're not like hurting people, they're not infringing on people, it's like, yeah. Because I feel the same way. I also don't want to be like living around y'all, and I would also rather be with my people. But
Right.
it'd be
No,
the niggas that be fucked up that be like,
I
oh, I
know.
would like to go over there. Like, bitch.
No, that's
Hey,
kind of me at this point. But I wouldn't mind like the nicer shit for this is like a nice black community. But at the end of the day, I would prefer to have a nicer spot than like because if I could be around a lot of black people, but then that might mean like I might compromise a lot of my living situation. So I'm like, I'd rather not
Facts.
do
And
that.
that's why all the black people that have been well off never stuck with the community and built anything. So it's like as long as people keep having the
Well, that's
mindset
not
that they
true.
think
That's not
that they
true.
have to live in
No,
shitty
that's not true. Because I'm
situations,
actually,
just
that's not
because.
true. I'm literally so into the Chitlin Circuit era right now, and
So
there's
you'll just go there and go
so
back
many.
home.
No, there's
You'll go there, go back home.
so many examples. And I went to the Fourth Ward. The Fourth Ward was established by Black people, and there's so I have a brick in my garage that's like built by Black people, and that's from that community, which still stands. But our people have built countless communities across all of America, and that's just like not this era because it's totally because at some point they said, you know what, like fuck y'all gonna keep tearing that shit down. I was just watching this documentary on the Chitlin circuit and how the tiny towns in like Alabama or Georgia, like when
Arkansas.
artists were in between like the big cities like Harlem and like the Apollo and like big cities like Atlanta, when they were in between those performing in those towns, it was the little black towns that were holding them down because there were no highways at that point. So like they were really traveling in the name of perfecting their craft and showing off their abilities. And so there was those black towns that they were able to stop and have community and be able to have something to eat. I remember one of the guys on the documentary talking about he was so in awe because he was a kid and his dad was like the mayor of a black created town. And James Brown, he would hear him on the radio all the time. And then he was in his living room one day having fried chicken and collard green. Like, but they were supporting each other in that way. And that was real. But they also mentioned how that city was corrupted by white people, of course. And that's just one to name so many, but that happened across the board. Our people have built community. Our people have our community. Our people still are that. It's just we have to be more focused on that. That's something you have to be intentional about. You don't just slip into community when this is America. So like that is something that takes more attention, but that's something that's totally possible and capable. We've seen 100 times over and over and over and over. That narrative isn't told. Those stories aren't told. I never heard about Marian Anderson until, and that's why it's a big shout out to Beyonce because this tour that she's on has put me onto so much shit for real from that era. And shout out to Marian Anderson and shout out to all the artists that work the Chitlin Circuit. Shout out to all those communities and towns that were built by our ancestors. Shout out to the Fourth Ward. There's a town and there's an area in San Antonio downtown that was established by Black people. And they existed until they couldn't. They didn't just decide, we don't want this community anymore. They were all ruined and destroyed. Like I know there was a white man in one of the towns that like did some illegal shit. So the black sheriffs, of course, arrested him. And then like the big city that was next to him, filled with white people, just couldn't fathom that and came and burnt the whole damn town down. Like because it was a white man arrested for some shit that he shouldn't have done. And so like just imagine like having anything and it being sabotaged, literally, because they were building that shit by brick for real. So
Yeah,
it's
and now we
possible.
don't have anything and we're still getting sabotaged. So it's like, what would the solution be other than to try again? And especially like you said, we haven't been doing much of that in those times. And these are very much different times. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is gonna take intention. But I'm focusing on my own personal community, the people that I fuck with, and making sure that I'm in that energy. So yeah, as the times progress and people are
Yeah, it
ready.
just takes
But
healing.
yeah,
Once
but
you
I was
heal,
definitely told.
just heal and you raise your vibration and those around you. Like I have my dad in therapy. Like I got my dad in therapy after I got myself in therapy and got my shit together too. But like that's just what it takes. You
Right.
know, you just keep building brick by brick. Hello. Then before you know it, you got a house, right? And then before once you get your house, then you can say, oh wow, let me show you how I did this, neighbor. Let me help build. Let me get your bricks. I got you. You know. That's just what it'll take, but it's okay. It's totally possible, and that's why I even manifested in this bitch. Hello, that's why we're even here. You know, and we continue to do the work every Wednesday. Welcome to
there
No
you
Strings
go.
Attached.
Shout out to Kendrick. Therapy taught me how to open up. It also
And
taught me
that's
that I don't
important.
give
That's
a
the
fuck.
biggest thing, especially for Black men, to be able to have that space to where it's like, what is your idea of a man? Because so many Black men think that It's this like thing. I don't know where it comes from, but it's this like hardened version of like what a man should be. But it's not even the reality. It doesn't give you the space to ever heal or to even be as a human. But like once we allow the space for Black men to see like, wow, you can exist like this, and show our sons that you exist like this, and show our sons like Nada's in therapy too. Like that's important too, because that's a whole nother conversation. But showing our Black men that we can exist in a way that is healthy for all of us and healthy for the whole community. And that's
Now,
just going to have an
it's from a
effect.
space where we're not on the same level of survival. Because I think where that
Yeah.
hardness can have come from is where like niggas literally had to, like, this is how they were able to survive and like to make it through. Like they had to close off, or they felt like they had to do things in this way because it
That
felt more
makes
safe.
sense.
It felt like this is how
We
I
gon'
protect
because
myself.
I think what y'all going into right now though is the topic tonight, right? Those generational
No
patterns.
facts.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
That's exactly what y'all talking about right now. Let's just get right to it because that's what y'all talking about. Like this is the stuff that kind of get passed down, whether it's directly or just like a lot of people say through the DNA that like
Yeah.
or what society feeds you, right? That like this is how I'm supposed to show up. This is how I need to be coming. You know what I mean? And sometimes for a lot of people they find it's unhealthy for them. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to be something or do something and like you're dying inside, right? But like you're trying to project, you know what I'm saying, something that whatever it is that you think you're supposed to be, you know what I mean? And so um it's interesting when you talk about generational things, at least for me, because just to be and I think I've talked about it on the show all the time. I'm super transparent. I don't care. So like all of my I never grew up with like grandparents. Like all of my grandparents were deceased. I think before I graduated high school. I'm trying to go back. I think before I graduated high school, all of my grandparents were deceased. So I didn't have, I had them when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But
And were
like,
they all in Houston?
So my mom's mom, she passed when I was like 4 years old. She was in Cali. So she passed when I was like 4. And then the next one to pass was my dad's dad. He passed when I was like 5 or 6. And I always go back and I always say that's interesting because my mom's mom passed and my dad's dad passed, right? And both of and so I never got to see my mom interact with her mom, and I never got to see my dad interact with his dad, right? As I was older. Because it's different, I think, when you're interacting with your parent of the opposite sex, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you're a guy interacting with your mom, or you're a woman interacting with your dad. That's a different dynamic versus, the same sex. So both of those had passed when I was very, very young. So I never got to see that. And then the other two ended up passing before I graduated high school. So, but I was around them a lot when I was young. We were always there, always around them when I was little. So I have the memories when I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same, obviously, for somebody who was like 18, 19, 20, in your 20s, having your grandparent there. But I had them when I was like little. But like knowing the stories that like my dad would tell, or like sitting and listening to stuff about my grandfather. And then like, as I got older, saying, damn, my dad acts just like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then all of a sudden one day being like, damn, I'm kind of like that too. Like, am I tripping? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I think the first thing, this is just my perspective. The first thing for me, at least, was to at least acknowledge that there was something going on, the similarities, and like that, it was something there, right? Like my dad's dad, heavy drinker, you know what I'm saying? He was a super cowboy, heavy drinker, lived on a farm, but drinking was his thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was going to do. He was going to turn them bottles up. My pops, to this day, heavy. Now, my pops for the last 25 years doesn't drink liquor, but goddamn it, them brews going to be popping. You know what I'm saying? Them O's is going to always be popping. And so I had to get to a point. Y'all know me. I drink on the show, but I had to get to a point, at least with the alcohol, to where, for me at least, because I understood that, and I understood that from what I had found out that my great grandfather was kind of out of the same vein. I wanted to say, like, I have to make sure I have control of the drinking thing, right? Like, I don't want to be in a situation where like it's controlling me. So I would have, my wife knows, I have times where like I say, okay, I'm not gonna drink for a month. I'm not gonna drink for 2 months, right? Like I'm just like, not for any reason, just to say I'm not gonna do it, just to show myself that like I don't need this, right? Like this, I'm doing it because I'm having, I'm the Bible says, have a drink and be merry, right? So like I'm just chilling, but like I'm not, if I can stop this if I quote unquote need to, but I am also mindful that I've told her to like check me if I'm doing too much with it, just because I know that like that's something apparently in my DNA, in my, in my family's history, especially the men, that runs deep. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? I think Lionel can respect it. Obviously, at this point, where he's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the same thing, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Just like, so that's just for me. That's like the main thing that like I'm trying to be mindful of. I don't have a son. I got a nephew I'm really super close with, but that's something that obviously I'm going to monitor with him as well. If he becomes a drinker, and like if he does, how much is he drinking? Just because in our family's history, the men through our line, it's been an issue. Like I can't say it hasn't. So, I didn't break it.
So that's what I was literally just.
I didn't break it
to you.
Yeah,
but you never felt the pull to need. But it doesn't sound like, as you were explaining the alcoholism in your family, I don't necessarily see the detriment to your family. Because I don't know, like speaking for how alcoholism has affected me, even though I didn't go through it in the home, but it affected my grandmother. Like my grandpa was an alcoholic, right? Yeah. And it had disastrous impacts on my grandmother to this day. My mother and all of her siblings to this day. And like for the grandkids that even came out of it, right? Because, for me to have a parent who, but I always talk about Generation X, right? Like the generation our parents came from, like they were the like first children of divorce and the first children going to daycare. They were the first children of interracial, like bringing the races together in school. So there was a lot of things that impacted. And so my mom, she doesn't drink at all. Like she's
my mom doesn't drink at all. My mom's never had a drink in her life.
My mom has just started to have like a wine or like a little wine cooler type drink. But like as far as my aunties, my uncles drunk, my aunties didn't really drink like that. So like the girls didn't drink like that, but the boys, they dealt with it. One is still dealing with it right now, and the other one dealt with it to his death, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and I was already speaking when we were talking about sinners. I promise I was getting that coming through because, as a woman, and I was learning about how like trauma is stored into our cells and like our DNA holds the memories up to 7 generations. We're holding up the stress, the things that our ancestors go through literally live into us, obviously, because we're their blood, right? This is like the bloodline. We carry things when we come and we incarnate and we live in these bloodlines and these certain lineages. And so, and I will say that I'm for sure a generational breaker, and us in the Scorpio generation. It's funny, we need to look at your Saturn, your Pluto, and your Saturn, Roy, because I wonder if you are the Scorpio generation. But I know the Scorpio generation, Pluto and Scorpio, for sure. I feel like, it's Pluto and Scorpio generation is very here to be cycle breakers, to like cut things off. And I'll also say it was so beautiful. I was having a beautiful conversation with one of my oldest friends in the world, like over 20 plus years we've been friends. And he was telling me for the first time that he's sober. And like, this is like, someone that I just love so much. And he's been drinking since high school. He's like Mexican, like white Mexican. And so he was telling me, he's like, this is all I've seen. He's like, my parents drunk like this, like my grandparents were drunk like this. He's like, so I'm the first one to really like cut it and stop it. And he's been sober for over a year. Right. So I've been seeing how that's even been playing out in other people's lives, because it's so beautiful. I'd be like, thank God for the millennials. I be feeling that like really came through, and I feel like we kind of came and we bore a lot of shit. Like we dealt with a lot of, like, we didn't have no easy coming up. Like we all had to deal with our certain things, but I feel like we all, especially as we became parents, were like, I'm gonna go in a different route. Like, even though like I may have not had it set up to look like this for me, I'm gonna do this for my child. Like I'm gonna go ahead and like I'll take the brunt of the force of like having to be the one to like figure this shit out and to do it. But then, like I was also saying before, where we are at in a different time, like we're more capable. We're more capable. We have more possibility, more capacity to actually be able to like shoulder more of the weight and pivot to in another way. So yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, again, like I said, with my pops, he stopped drinking liquor because of how he would get when he drank liquor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For me, I've never had that issue. I've never, you know what I'm saying, like, become something different with liquor. You know what I'm saying? Like it for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's they looking out for me up there. I don't know, but it never affected me in that way. But the one thing I do that my pops didn't do, and I'm not saying he was bad for doing it, you know what I'm saying? It's just me as I grew. I like the one thing my kids will always be able to say is that they never got in the car with me after I've been drinking. If we go out to dinner or any of that stuff, that's just a personal thing for me, because when I got older and reflected, I was like, damn, man, my pops. Because I was the kid that I went with my dad everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I was I wanted to be up under my pops. I was like, me and my mom talk every day. But when I was a kid, I was with my dad every single day. We was right on the weekends. I'm like, my dad was an old school pops from the old school. So on the weekends, on a Saturday, he gonna wake me up. We're gonna get the car washed. We're gonna ride out to Sugarland, and we're gonna see all the aunties and the uncles, and gonna stop by everybody's house and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time he gonna be drinking. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have him a 6-pack, he gonna have a cooler sitting right there, and he gonna be drinking. You know what I'm saying? And that was just what it was. And so I was like, damn, that's crazy. As I got older, I was like, man, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was riding around with me, like, drinking this whole time. I'm like 5-6 years old. And he's just, I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because as I got older, obviously you see, like, more reality of, like, what can potentially happen. And then the thing you say is, at least for me, hey, man, them kids don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're an adult, like, y'all motherfuckers, if I've been drinking and y'all want to get in the car, that's y'all made a choice as some grown-ass folks, right? Like, if you my kid, I tell you get in the car, you really don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, yo, I'm never going to put my kids, like, when I have kids, I'm never going to put them in a position to where I'm in any way compromised, you know what I'm saying, behind the wheel, and they didn't have a choice to be in the car with me, and they got to just hopefully daddy gets me there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that became important.
Real.
Say it again.
I said that's so real.
Yeah. Because as I just grew older, I just started reflecting, because, like, those were, like, the best times of me and my pops, was, like, riding around. But then you start thinking, it's like, yeah, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because then he was drinking liquor, too. So he was out at the liquor store, get him a little fifth of gin. So he got the gin going. He got the brew going. But this is the time we were bonding. We were talking. He was teaching me, manhood at that time. Not just, like, I'm not talking about that, like, the drinking part of man. I'm just talking about, like, manhood in general. You know what I'm saying? I was learning, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were going around different stuff. He was talking to me in the car, but he was impaired, if we're going to keep it a buck. And I just said, yo, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's not something I'm going to do. So I've never done that. My oldest daughter tell you, I've never gotten, you know what I'm saying? Like if we go out to dinner, my wife will have a drink, I'll get water. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't drink soda. So I'm, but again, that to the earlier point I was making, Naomi, that's what I was saying. Like, I always felt like, yo, I'm going to have control over this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not going to control me. In fact, like when my parents come around, they come to my house to visit, or if I go to their house, I rarely drink in front of my parents. And I think, well, I know the reason is because my dad would rarely drink in front of his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very, very, very rarely. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she walked in and he already had a drink, all right, it is what it is. But like, he wouldn't open up a drink, you know, at her house in front of her. You know what I'm saying? So for me, just out of respect of like my mom and my pops, you know what I'm saying? If it's certain events that's going on, yeah, I might have a drink, but yeah, like if they come to my crib this weekend, I like, it's cool for me not to drink. Like, my pops are gonna drink the whole goddamn weekend, but like me, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even curse in front of my parents to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. That's just the way I was raised. I don't curse in front of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even bring up certain like, you know. So I'm really like that. But I think it's interesting too, because I think it also plays into obviously it plays into like moving forward into relationships, not only like friendships, but romantically as well. Because you bring all this stuff with you. This is the stuff people talk about when we talk about like the baggage, right? Because you're bringing all of this load with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, Naomi, all this family stuff you got for generations that like you're dealing with. And now to think that like you're combining with somebody else who's dealt with stuff. Patience is what I tell people. Like a lot of young folks that's getting in a relationship. Just be, you know, if you really like this person, love this person, patience. Like the first sign of something going wrong, I know it's easy, but just be patient sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And just say, yo, let me just chill. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't know. And I don't know, like I don't know how it was for you or Naomi, how Torin, I don't know this again. But like for me, even though I had known my wife for a long time, it still took a long time for me to open up about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I think when it finally happens, like now she understands me more, but like it may have took 5-6 years to get to that point where I'm comfortable enough to saying certain stuff. And now all of a sudden, all that other stuff makes sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's difficult though. Get y'all ass in therapy. Get you a good therapist and stop. I know a lot of people be like, man, you know what I'm saying? I talk to my partner. I get it. I get it. But some of y'all just need to get to a good therapist. Goddamn it. Yeah. See, Torin, I'm recommending therapy out here. The old Negro is recommending therapy. See?
Proud of you.
Ain't that a bitch? Has anybody had like in their family or, you know, like womanizers, or you know what I'm saying, where like that was a thing where like somebody's a womanizer, or you know, if you're Naomi, you know, is it loose women in the family? Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. No, I'm bringing it up. No, I'm bringing it could be for the fellas too. Only I'm bringing it up is because sometimes, you know, especially in the hood, like quote unquote, like you just see a lot of things going on, right? So like you see it in your family, you see it in the families that's on the block, and it just becomes, this is normal. It's normal that, you know, we all got different daddies, right? It's 5 of us or 4 of us, and we all got different daddies. That like that becomes, I'm not shitting on people for that. I'm just simply like bringing up an example, right? Like certain stuff becomes normal because that's what's in your house. That's what's down the street. That's what's next door. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain things that become normal to you, and you don't think it's a problem as you go through life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I see, I've just seen that a lot of, I don't want to say ratchet, I hate that word now, but just a lot of like dysfunction that we normalize. Mm-hmm. Whether it's abuse, you know what I'm saying, in the household, right? Verbally or physically, whether it's just, you know, just the bullshit that we just say, oh, well, that, you know, that's all right. You know, everybody do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay. It's not okay. You know what I mean? It's not okay.
Yeah, my perspective is leaving no leaf unturned. Even if you feel like, oh, that's my strong suit, I would say double check it. Look at that again. Because ultimately we all are humans. And so even if some shit that you go through for the past 3 months, that could lead you to be a different version of yourself, or show up differently. And if different experience, and I'm like somebody that's experienced more than you can imagine as a person, and so like I don't look like what I've experienced, thankfully. But besides that, like I realized and lived enough life to know that shit could make you feel different about things. Shit can affect you enough to be like, damn, I'm not even feeling like what's true to myself, or like this isn't my energy. Hold on. But like if you can't recognize that, then you might end up 50 years down the line and like you're just like that now, you know? And like everyone around you is affected by it. So that's like where I'm kind of at. Like I've just been able to like smell my own shit for lack of better words. But then when you start to do that, I've been able to see like within my own like, oh, wow, that's a lot like my dad. I've seen that within my dad before.
Yeah.
Or on my mom's side, like my grandpa, my papa, that's what I call him. But so it's important in having those conversations with my grandparents and like realize like, oh, so, oh wow, so your dad has had an experience like this, which is important to talk to. Like, I have to have these conversations with Nas because a lot of this stuff I didn't hear until recently. So I don't know. I told Samir all the time, like my family just praised me so much. I heard a lot of praise coming up, like just whatever the case is. Like you're just so this and you're so that and you're great at this and he's so handsome, he's so intelligent, he's just and like but nobody was just keeping shit real and saying, hey, beware of this and like, hey, I see you moving like this, be aware. Like it wasn't a lot of that yield kind of conversation. And so like now I'm adamant about having those types of conversations and that's just in the name of changing the shit up because it could it could naturally it's just gonna go the same way it goes. As men, we're not the one like the woman holds the baby and that has its own effect. But from our perspective, our sperm is and semen is literally just DNA codes information for God knows how long and ancient that information is. But it's coded and put into that blood to make this person come to life. And Jesus Christ, it's gonna happen if you don't like have intention. Like Newton's first law, like anything that's moving in a certain direction is gonna stay in that direction unless acted upon from a different force of energy. So that's the perspective that I'm at right now, and that's with my dad too. I'm like working with him closely because I see so much like suppression, and I'm good at suppressing things too, and being able to be like, okay, you know what, like here's what I can do. Here's the whole time that's gonna come up later. That's gonna affect you in a way that's different. Or like, you'll store shit in your hips potentially. I think a lot of people store emotional shit in their hip. So then when I'm like trying to do certain yoga poses and like I'll do something that makes me laugh randomly or it just makes me so emotional, I'll cry. I'm like, oh wow, that's coming up. But that's shit that's stored and it's so real. I'm great at suppression for real. But in masking, but that's just not healthy for the self. That might make everyone else like, oh, comfortable. But like for you, that's not okay. So that's what I'm like working with my dad about with and things like that and addressing shit. I can only imagine what he's experienced as a kid because he doesn't talk about a lot of stuff. He just goes through life and just does his thing and like shows up. I'm like, no, we gonna have to like sit down. Like, cause I used to say, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't have time for that. One time I was having some shrooms and I was like, damn, why do I keep saying like the shrooms will clock me half the time? And I'm like, I don't have time for that. And the shroom was like, where the fuck are you going? Like, why don't you have time for it? Like, you have time, bitch. There's nothing scheduled. Sit down and let's talk about it. So then I now give that energy to my dad. Like, and he's like, I ain't got time. But the whole time I was thinking, I don't want to go to that place and like have to deal with those feelings. I would rather not face certain emotions. But then you realize it's necessary. That's how you like release it and let it go when you face it. Versus becoming it. It'll become like this with you. Like whole time that shit'll become a part of you. Like so you just
Yeah.
gotta face it, clock it. So I'm doing that with my dad, and then also trying that with Nas too. Even with his little 8 years of life, I'm like, talk to me. Like, how has your life been? Like, what's going on with you? But then turns out there's things that are real for him. Like anybody can always dismiss and say for a kid, like, oh yeah, like you ain't got no job, you ain't got bills. But no, this shit is real as fuck for him, and like I can recognize that. So I'm just like doing that kind of a work to say, let me be this conduit between the generations and for myself too and like working with the ancestors, they love me so much and they're so proud in the name of like, yes, do that. I've seen so many things of encouragement. Like that's like absolutely, yeah, get into that for sure. So I feel more charged up in it. And I think it's just in the name of healing. Like we need to be able to hug ourselves, hug those before us, and hug. I be hugging the younger version of myself and saying, I'm so powerful today, and I got you. Like whatever you may have thought was not capable or possible, trust me, I can get that shit. I'm 30 now, and I got resources. I got you, little Lionel. But I say that to my dad too. I'm like, don't let me be a gem to the world. Like so many people can come to me and like feel good. I'm like, come to me. Like if there's anybody I want to be a gem for, it's you. Hello. like, so just making that clear to myself and making that clear to those that came before me, as well as my grandparents. Like I always clock them too. I'm like, y'all know who y'all's grandson is. Don't ever think twice. Like let's get into. I'm like, let's get into it. And the other day, my grandma called me for perspective and like sort of advice. And like, I felt so honored. And that's my role. I feel like the glue and the conduit between the generations. So I'm like, use me in that way and let's have these conversations. Let's bring shit up and like dissolve it. So I think it's so necessary. I think it's beautiful, and that's how we'll get to a place that who knows what it looks like. I don't know what's on the other side of that, but I know I didn't have that coming up, and now, like Nas and Ocean, they'll have that, And then when they have kids, that will be like the norm for them. Like they'll just be, who knows what that looks like. I can't even imagine. Honestly, I can't say like
Hold
I
on,
have a dream. It's done.
I got your grandmother right here talking to the babies. Here we go.
As a child, no one is trying to make you eat something, but you need to know the value of respect. That is the key. Respect. The hard work that goes into putting together a meal for a group of people and enough for others to come in and have food. Ain't nobody came in here that sat down and ate and complained about that but you.
Oh.
You the only one complaining. Don't you the only I'm clocking you, girl.
Oh,
I know that's right.
No one is trying to make you eat.
Granny said, "I'm clocking you."
Yeah, what's not clocking to you? What's not clocking?
Granny said, "Don't bullshit me. I'm clocking you right now. Goddamn it, you in here complaining about this damn food. I'm clocking you right now." Shout out to Granny.
I think the best advice I could give to people is just remembering that, like, you are so essential to this process and this journey, and like you are created for a reason. And so, just allow yourself to flow and always have checks and balances within yourself as well. Like at no points do we peak. Like I love that's the new thing for people. Like, it'd be like, oh, narcissistic. I feel like people have been using conflate a lot too. And you used that word against me last week. But people have been now they conflate. Yes, you're like, don't try to conflate it. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
I used it correctly though.
No, yes, but like, that's just like the word for now. Like that's the new word. But
I gotta stop using the word then, because my thing is to not have a thing. So
well, that's beautiful, like, for real. But that's important to like flow for real. So I want that get used to like checking and balancing yourself, just checking and balance and checking in with yourself from a loving space and really seeing how you are and dealing with it. Not avoiding feelings. To be alive is to feel. If you want to lose that, then Like,
well, okay, so let me ask y'all about this then. So, again, we're talking about imagery. This just popped off. When was this? When did this happen, Torin?
This Monday. This Monday.
Okay. So this Monday, we just on national television watched a mom and a daughter get into a fist fight.
Yeah. It wasn't a fist fight. It was just a.
What do you mean,
mom?
It looks rough enough. It's rough enough, truly, from the still. It's
like not a fist fight.
A fist fight is they was throwing them like fist fight. Like no, this is just a mama.
Do you see the image on the screen?
That's a mama who hit her daughter, and that was it. Like it wasn't like they was going at it. It was just.
It's called a one-hitter quitter.
She pushed her mama, and her mama.
Jackie Christie, and what's the daughter's name?
Chantel Christie.
Yeah, they out here throwing hands on national television.
You need to not put hands on your
But
mom.
you just going right into it. They're currently on Basketball Wives.
Like, hold on.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing. I don't know who it is. I don't know.
Before you go into the whole soliloquy, though, right? My whole thing about just putting it up like this for the shock value is, like, what actually happened to make you throw hands with your parent is my point. Like throwing hands with your parent? Like, come on, man.
I can imagine a parent provoking your ass enough to want to fight them.
Yeah, but you got to
parent. But I've seen different types of parents. So I've seen all types of parents growing up. Okay, and I've seen some parents fight their children high key. So it's like I definitely.
I mean, just because you've seen it, don't mean it was good. It was good.
No, and I never said that. But you were saying like what could provoke, and I feel like, or what could cause. I'm like, it's some shit that could cause it. For fact.
Okay, go ahead,
Right.
Torrin.
But obviously, you wouldn't have a level of respect with your parents, or maybe your parents just disrespected you to a point. Because parents can be fucking disrespectful. I've seen some parents that's like, bitch, maybe somebody needs to come get your ass.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just,
So
even
you're
if
just
my
like,
parents are being
never.
disrespectful, even my parents are being disrespectful, because I've had times where I felt like my parents were being either disrespectful or not being compassionate to like a scenario. But like, I don't know if it's the way I was raised or my
It's a whole other thing.
Well, but I'm just saying, I think like the way I was raised, or maybe my demeanor, like even if I feel like what they're doing is effed up, I'm not, you'd have to give me a different scenario to make me get on hands. Like, like hands is crazy.
Provoking you. Because
Yeah,
I feel
but
like, and I haven't seen the video,
hands
but it's
is
like, and I
crazy.
feel like for the most part,
Okay, so
liquor
let
is
me ask you.
probably usually involved. Somebody's probably like one of the parents drunk off top. I'll say that when I've seen.
But let me ask you, Naomi, what could your mother do to make you get on hands with your mother? Come on, man.
I'm not the type that will fight, but
That's
I
what I'm
know, like, because that mama-daughter dynamic, and I have a Leo mom, and that's actually like a very like troublesome mom. Like,
I wonder when her birthday is. Jackie Christie.
yeah.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri.
She's not listening.
No, because there's a dynamic that mothers and daughters can have where it's like shit can be very spiteful, things could be very like envious, like, because it's a dynamic, I think, for women, like, because I feel like women's studies, like, I wonder what women's studies class is like, because I feel like they're not talking about the shit that would need to be talked about. I feel like women could be very catty and very competitive, like, and so I feel like there can be.
Now she got a thumbs up for that.
They're like, hell yeah. And so it can become a problem when you have a daughter, especially end up having a pretty daughter. Maybe y'all not that far together in age. And it's like, there can just be, I could see how tensions could rise. So I won't say it just seems like totally out of the nowhere. Am I the type that would want to fight my mama? Probably not. Nah, probably
But
not.
you would defend
But
yourself.
I would never like count out. Like, maybe I would just be able to walk away. Like, because I'm not somebody who's just like gonna fight anybody. Like, I usually don't let people get me out my energy. Like, I'm very much like, I'm that much in my power to where it's like, bitch, you can't make me angry. The fuck? Why would I let you have me upset? Why would I let you have me so upset that I could fucking get in a fight, go to jail? Like, the fuck?
That's
Like,
exactly what
She
happened.
flushed all your weed down the drain.
No, and it was a situation where I was just very upset with my mom, and I called her on her shit, right? It wasn't towards me, of course, I'm a grown person, but I felt like she had violated my brother not too long ago, and I really had to get on my mom, and she felt like she was right, and I told her she was dead ass wrong, right? And it didn't get to the point where I would ever want to fight her, but I will definitely call, like, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong, and I'm grown. And I'm grown, and I could tell you, and I'm not scared. Like, you, my mama, and I respect you to a level, but I also respect myself, and I also like know who I am, and I also have like certain grounds and understandings to stand on.
Yeah.
So,
And
know,
that's
I'm not one of the ones
healthy,
that would just like tuck tail and hide just because it's like my mama or an elder or somebody telling me like. So it would definitely depend on the situation. Am I very respectful? It could definitely depend on the situation.
We are probably like y'all are probably 2 generations removed though, because y'all don't tell y'all kids what, like, y'all parents probably told y'all this. My parents definitely told my generation told us this, and they parents 1,000% told them this. That whole shit of I brought you in this world and I'll take you the fuck out, right?
I was just telling Cash the other day too.
Jesus Christ, Naomi going old school. There you go. Go old school. I brought you in this motherfucker.
That's why, and I saw this clip. So I know I recognize
my bad,
like shit probably happened outside of the show that like obviously she feels some kind of way towards her mom. That was obvious to me. And I used to watch the show like years and years and years ago. So I know that like I remember her having some kind of issue. But the thing is in this clip, I feel like her mom was so here to communicate with her. Like she was trying to talk to her. And I feel like this daughter was just on timing. Like there was nothing really that her mom could have said that would have been productive. She was just on time, and then she got so close to leaving. Like she was at the door open, just had to take one
She
more step.
turned around.
And she turned around and came back and like said some disrespectful shit and pushed her mom. So I had nothing to say for her at that point. You asked for this, like this is what you wanted. Clearly, you wanted to smoke. So, but that's what that whole scene, that whole entire scene was giving. I want smoke. Like I got a problem with you. We on timing. What's good? Like they really could have just took that to the backyard at that point.
It wasn't even that scene. It was the whole. It's been a whole season that she just been going to the group of ladies, which are like Jackie's friends, or this
Yeah.
is Jackie's show. This is Jackie's friend group.
Which
And,
for
like,
her to be here is clearly her mom looking out for her. So that's obviously a check, right?
Yeah, and this, but then like if you watch like the whole season, like you could see like how it was weird, but their relationship was weird. Like even though we know previously that Jackie.
Come on. I'm trying to get my big girl. Come on, my big girl. Come on. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come say hi.
Hey,
Come on, her schedule not done.
let's
Come
see
on.
you.
Come on.
He's doing me dirty.
Hey, Gabby.
Hey, I'm trying to
Come
be
on,
like
guys.
that.
Come on, let me go, big girl. Let me go, my little girl.
Happy early birthday.
Yes, happy early birthday.
Early birthday.
I can't believe how big you are. This is crazy.
Wow.
You still got your baby face though.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Like, they're almost like Gabby's really short. So that's my big girl, but she's short. And her little sister is getting up there now. She's getting up there. They're getting up there. But
Oh, it's good seeing that.
yeah. There go my girls. Because they was running around here making a bunch of noise. So there we go. Bring their ass on camera.
Yeah,
There you
I forgot you're not in the garage somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not in the Melon. The Melanin Lounge is under. We got some construction we doing. I'm gonna be back better than ever in the Melanin Lounge. But right now I'm in the man cave right now. I'm in the man cave. I got all my TVs on the wall. I got all my
Look, got all those TVs on the walls, but ain't watching no movies on them. What's going on?
I know. I got 3 TVs. I got 3 TVs in here. But yeah. I need to be able to, to switch because I do like to gamble a little bit. So yeah. Like be able to switch.
Okay, back to the topic. So basically, running short.
Let me go back to Jackie Christie. Hold on, let me pull it back.
Yeah, Chantel just been saying
smack the hell out of her. That's what she needs.
Y'all don't have the clip. What the hell?
YouTube been tripping. Yeah, YouTube been tripping a lot now. They made some updates, and so they like last week's show got some issues because I played that clip. So yeah, YouTube is they not too big on you playing a lot of that. Let me see if I can play like maybe a couple of seconds, maybe 2-3 seconds. Go ahead.
We're gonna have to get off YouTube because they are trying to control our freedom of speech.
There you go. Talk.
Pretty much Chantel just been saying like how Jackie is like a horrible mother, which we already kind of known from like the previous seasons of like them talking about her oldest daughter who she doesn't talk to. And even they had like a little session like back in like maybe like the earlier seasons where like they was sitting in a therapist session and they were talking to Jackie, both the daughters, and saying that like they just felt like she wasn't there emotionally, like she just tried to be there financially, but like she was she left them with their grandmother to be raised by, like while she was like living her dream and like her love life, pretty much saying that she followed after Doug, because that's who she's been married to for, I think they just hit their 30 year or
25.
They just their 25 year anniversary. And they just felt like she just left them. But like, Jackie's perspective, it was like, I was trying to give y'all a better life that I didn't get, like, so I was like, yes, I had to travel with your father, all this stuff, like in order to make the means work. But so, it's that dynamics. And now Chantel's coming onto the show and it's like, she just trying to like embarrass her mother. Because when the season first started,
let me
they
play.
had like they were talking, they was close and they was talking, but you could tell they weren't close because like Jackie hasn't even met her husband, Chantel's husband, and they've been married for like some years, and she
Let
hasn't
me see
been
if
to
I
her
can get away
house.
with playing some of this, Torian. Here we go.
Well, this is hold on. So this is like them talking now. So Chantel has been talking to her mama real reckless, like.
But look, to Lionel's point, she was out the door. She's gone. She's
leaving out of she's leaving out of Jackie's room because Jackie was just like, you know what, it's just time for you to go because like you just talking real reckless. You know, like you're not trying to like solve an issue, you're just trying to like attack me. So she's like, it's time for you just to go. You know, so Jackie been moving correctly through this whole thing. So then let's just play this. So this is when Chantel is like leaving.
That's a much better exit.
You right.
Good night.
You right. And
I
you
love
think
you.
you look better?
Bye-bye.
Do you think you look better? Do you think that you fixed the situation?
There you go. So I can't keep playing this, but there you go. So like she closed to Lionel's point. She was at the door. She opened the door. She told her good night. She closed the door, and now she's walking back. Now, see, here we go. Yeah. See, now she walks back with some energy.
Play without the sound, right?
Huh?
You could probably just play it without the audio. That probably won't give us a strike.
Okay, let's see.
There, Jack.
Let me see. Hold on. Here we go. There you go. So right there, she pushed her mother against the damn wall. Right there. Let's go back. Right there. Like, why would you? Boom. Wow. There you go. See, old school, we don't do all that talking. We get right to it.
I really hate to see that's all way too much, and it is unfortunate when a parent can't hear, like, you know, what the kid is trying to say. Like, even if it's like, yeah, I was just trying to get a better life for you, like that could be very true for her, but a kid could never understand that, and that's still that's
back
like,
in the old conversations. This time, Chantel's not. She's giving Chantel the floor to tell her what's your issue with me, like what's going on, but Chantel can't give her a clear answer. She bringing up, so did you tell Brandy that weren't you talking shit about Brandy to me? And it's like, that's not, what is that your issue with me about? I was talking about another woman talking shit. Like I'm asking you, what is your issue with me? What's going on in your personal life that you like hate me and you doing all this shit about?
But that's a little dismissive.
You are that mother.
Right, that's a little dismissive.
And that's like, just tell her that, but you talking about bringing
up. If she's a bad mom, she's not gonna get it, obviously.
Yeah. That's why I feel like she had a hard time. Like she's so angry and hurt by this stuff. I wouldn't even say angry because I feel like that's a fucked up word. I feel like she's extremely hurt, you know, potentially damaged. I was saying like a mom and daughter like having that kind of beef, I think is like one of the worst beefs that you could have as a mom and daughter. Mm-hmm. And like, and then even just missing that connection, I think is very sad. I don't know how much love it would take to compensate for what's been missed, but that should be the approach. Not even like, I think I could see how that's passive aggressive on Jackie's part. I could see that. A little dismissive, and so I don't want to take that away from the daughter, but she just handled that so disrespectfully, though. You know, the daughter, but it's a fucked up. So they're bad. They're off. They're probably better off apart at this point, and that's horrible. Like they don't have the tools. That's what I was saying. People don't be having the tools to like even recognize or handle these situations. Like that's a lot, especially when you're in the moment and you feel those emotions. If you don't have the tools, then what is that going to look like?
Right.
No, yeah, and that's just the case of it. It's just like Chantel fails to realize that she's just like her mother, like, and how she reacts to things, how she acts, and how she tries to form people around her. Mm-hmm. And it's just like if you want like a conversation with somebody and to really go somewhere, like you can't be doing like the name calling and all this stuff. Like you have to talk to this person with kindness, you know. And she was like just starting her mama like, you're a coward, like you're a cowardly lion, like you're this, like dad is gonna divorce you and all your children hate you. Like why? And you want to have like a conversation with her, but you like doing that stuff.
There's just a little girl that's hurt. That's like the little girl in her that is hurt and missing and wanted a mom. And like now she's a grown adult woman, so she's like probably just trying to stick up for herself in ways that she never would have been able to as a little kid. Like that's what I'm taking from it.
And that's why to your point, Lionel, I think, I don't know how old her daughter is, but maybe when she gets a little older, a little bit more maturity.
She's 31.
Does she have
Oh,
kids?
yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she had 2
31.
kids.
Oh, wow.
So but like, because what I'm listening to and like the way I'm receiving it is that, like, at a certain point you got to recognize that, like, maybe your parent didn't have the tools, right? Like, you gotta, I'm not saying be sympathetic to him and like, oh, let him off the hook, but just be like, you know what, she didn't have the tools because of however she was brought up, right? She didn't have the tools to give me what I needed when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? And so now you're resentful because of that, but like, you're mad at somebody who literally didn't have the tools, right? Like she didn't, and now you subconsciously are now repeating that same cycle, right? Like, you're angry and you're having that and you're going down this same cycle. And this is where, like, stuff gets crazy, because no one ever says, well, I don't want to say no one, but more people need to start reflecting and saying, let me take a step back. You know what I'm saying? Let me take a step back from just being angry and mad and like figure out what the hell's going on, because I'm reacting the same way. I'm reacting physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're reacting with hurt. You were out the door. You turned around because you were not finished. You wanted to get that out. Like, you wanted to have this out right now with your mom for whatever reasons. And you're mad at your mom for something that your mom is probably mad at her mom or whoever about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even understand how deep this shit actually goes. Lionel made a point earlier. I wanted to talk about it. He said it kind of in passing. I think Naomi alluded to it as well. Man, when you start dealing with people who was born in the 60s and beyond, you talking about people who were raised in a way and who they had to deal with stuff in a way of, I'm just going to deal with it and keep moving. It was no, like, being able to download your emotions. It was no therapy. It was no, I'm talking to somebody. It was, stuff happens. You have to deal with it, compartmentalize, and move forward in life, because it's shit going on out here in the world, especially as a Black person, that we got to deal with. I don't have the luxury, right, to sit down and worry about my child's feelings and how I just spoke to them, right? Because I'm like, white supremacy is right here. I'm not saying it's not here for us today, but we can move differently today. We're talking about the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, the 40s. White supremacy is right here. So I just yelled at my child and probably said some foul shit. I don't have time to download and go back and apologize, because I'm dealing with some shit right now. And so those people had to deal with certain stuff, and they dealt with the way they dealt with it. And so they don't, me personally, I don't believe that they have the tools in this new climate to deal with shit. That's just me. I'm not giving them an excuse. I just acknowledge, like, what they went through. And like, I don't know if at 60, 70 years old, all of a sudden now you can, revert. God bless them. Maybe they can, but I recognize that it's very, very difficult.
They just have to be in a space of wanting to grow and change,
evolve.
When most of those people are not. They're just stuck in their ways, and
they accept it. They be like, okay,
yeah,
that's what I am.
They're like, this is how I am.
I don't even see myself don't accept that, because I very much recognize, like,
we're going to be different elders than the ones we have now.
You said right.
I said we're going to be different elders than the ones that we have now. Like,
right. No, and that's facts. And I feel like, some people can stay stuck in their ways, but at the end of the day, the way that life works, I think that anybody can make a change at any time. So, at the end of the day, it's just going to come back to self. And that's what I always bring it back for me, because I've definitely recognized that when I open up new ways of being for myself, and I'm interacting in the relationships that I love and the people I care about, that also opens up new ways of being that they're able to tap into, right? At the end of the day, people are going to make their choices. And like, because that's what, there's so much choice, there's so much that's available right here.
I promise you, I don't want to cut your wisdom, but I'm just gonna say this. But is there something to be said about the younger generations, like at least acknowledging, right? At least acknowledging that like these people had a different, like what happened was like, yeah, there you go.
And I feel like I've already acknowledged that. And that doesn't mean that you stay there, you know, because they're still alive in this time now, right? So that means that there's still the different things that are available for the people that have things available for them. They're part of that as well. So there's very much like how some people could have like fought having to get a touch screen phone, right? Like the iPhone is very much available for you, but you could definitely choose to like just stay and be like, no, I'm not going to learn the tech, the new things. I'd rather just stay or what I know. And I got some of that, right? I have a lot of fixed signs. I got Taurus energy. I could love some like old fashioned good things that are like tried and true, right? And I think that people can choose to like grow and to change at any moment. But change isn't easy. And so that's why a lot don't. Like it's easier, like shit, you know, the path and the life that I'm living and the things that, you know, I care about and choosing to have like more morals about the way that I'm living, right? And having certain things that, you know, that I respect and that I practice and that I do. That's not an easy thing, right? That's something that takes a little bit more hard work, more effort, more discipline. And like that's things that people like definitely don't have and don't like
puke.
Like they're like, what?
Same,
Like,
that was
you know,
totally
and so yeah, but then one day they could recognize, like, you know what, that I can actually probably do with some of that. And like, let me just try out and see.
But like, just to be devil's advocate though, like there are people who feel like what you're saying, like they don't think that's an issue though to them.
But that's the problem.
I know, but I'm just
you have to,
no, but I mean, if they're in my life, depending on what, you know, this is kind of like a hypothetical and a vague thing, depending on like what they could be seeing is the issue. It's like, you don't have to like, and I'm not from a place where I feel like I have to preach or teach to anyone. Like I promise, like me just like choosing to do my own thing, like what this little light of mine, I'm gonna right? Like that's the premise like of whole life, is that
right.
You're supposed to be able like to just hold what's true to you, what's true and authentic to you. And that just allows people to step into it. Like, because I talked to my grandma, like Lionel, you were saying like how you have this relationship with your grandma. You know, my grandma was telling, she was like, you so wise now. She was like, you like a grandma. She was like, you're like the grandma is how you be talking.
The grandma's the baby.
No, like facts, literally. Because my
the
grandma
baby
was
is the grandma.
like, you're like the grandma girl. And so, but it's like, cause she, yeah. And so me just even having conversations. So even when we're talking about basic things, and I don't have to go into all, you know, in past lives and like, I don't have to even go into all that.
But I'm going to tell you though, see, here's what I'm going to tell you though. I'm going to say it 10 seconds. My dad and my father-in-law, they not trying to hear none of that shit, right? Like they're not, right, what you're saying, they are who they are, and that's how they're going to leave this existence. Is
and that's how you be saying that, and you be saying the same thing. So it's very interesting. And
I don't be saying no.
You do say, you be like, this is me, this is who I am, like this is. And so,
yes, you do. You be saying, I don't need to grow, I need to heal.
And you're saying you read that book, right?
Hey.
You said you read that book, and what did it talk about? Right, all the I am, like what is the I? Like
listen,
who is
I didn't say I agree with the book. I said I read the book. I didn't agree with it. I read it though.
But who is the I, right? And so, but you were saying so. But as you were reading the book, you were supposed to ponder and allow certain things. That's why I know you didn't fully. Like,
no, I did ponder. Just because I ponder differently, you can't get mad at me.
No, but so, but that opens it up to like okay, who is this person I'm saying to be? And like I said, not all people are on this journey. Like, not all people are gonna like awaken and come into certain consciousness. And like, nor do they need to, nor did they sign up to. But at the end of the day, like what I know to be true is that I am on the ascension timeline. So anybody that is coming into contact with my energy in any way or form via this podcast, even like, you're also on the ascension timeline. And so that means there is a path and there's a possibility where you can awaken into your consciousness and truly embody all that you are. You know, at any moment that is available. And so that's all I have to say is like, there are things available now. And
but
so
watch this though. But watch this though.
They could choose whatever.
But watch this though. You can admit this. There are certain quote unquote societal norms that you do not adhere to, correct?
Like what?
Oh, do I need to spell it out for you?
I mean, what norms do I do?
There are,
I guess, like, I'm not living normal right now. Like, I'm not working a job, and my son's like not in.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, just like in general, there are certain societal norms that you are just like, yo, I'm not, just because society does that, I'm not doing that. That's what that's what the men I was just speaking about, that's their perspective. It's like, just because these are societal norms now, we're not conforming to those societal norms. These are societal norms now. We're not conforming
what are the
to those
societal norms you're speaking of? I guess is what I'm not getting.
Well, because I'm saying that, like, those men, I'm speaking to my father and my father-in-law, like, two men that I have the utmost respect for, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to live the way they live. They're going to have the philosophy of life that they have. They are not changing that for anything or anyone at this point in their lives. It's going to be what it's going to be with them. You're not changing their mind. Trust me. You're not changing them, right? So,
and I still believe at any point that they could like change. And so that's what I'm saying. People choose not to, but at any point that is available. And so if they don't choose it, so if they don't choose to change, if they choose
societal norms that you're not going to change too, though. It's societal norms now that you're not down with a bunch of interracial marriage. You're not.
I feel differently about it.
What do you mean you feel differently about it? Talk.
Like, because I've kind of like realized that, you know, I'm kind of in an interracial, intercultural relationship, so I kind of have to lay off.
Shit, Naomi dating a white man. Hold on, where we going?
So I've kind of had to like lay.
Where we going, Tori? Clock that, Tori. Let's clock. Which finger do we clock?
But all that just goes to say.
All of them got it. We clock it.
All that just goes to say and to prove what type of person I am is that I am open to change and I am open to evolution. And so there's like.
Okay.
Yes, here's to evolution. That's why I had to make clear.
I didn't know Naomi was dating a white man
too, and you have to make that clear.
I would still never date a white man for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not that evolved yet. I'm like,
see, but that's what I'm saying, though.
You know, but I haven't even.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If your son grew up, I'm not putting nothing on him. If your son grew up and he got with a white woman, would you be like happy with that relationship?
It was funny because today he was watching an episode of Family Reunion, the Netflix show with Loretta Devine and Tia Mowry, and like her friend had came over to study, and like the granddaughter's friend had came over to study, and he was like a white boy, and like she had a crush on it. So the grandma was like, "Are we not gonna address the white elephant in the room?" And, you know. I was about to be like, you know, Cash, you know, you can't bring no white woman home, right? Like, that was coming to. But I was like, I have to like really like think, because yeah. But I paused before like I was gonna go into that whole spill that I very much still feel with. But like I said, I'm in a space and I've already kind of like, I feel like the spells of kind of racism kind of fell for me a few years ago. But yeah, still navigating those waters. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's just going to be a Black woman, period.
Yeah, and so the way you combat that, because it's like, it's always honey versus vinegar. That's always my perspective. So it's like instead of, because I know my mom did say at some points like you don't you, like she would have that perspective, but then I started dating Mexican girls and she realized, okay, let me take a different approach because holy shit. But then her perspective became just like giving me the value in having a black woman. She always like, see look how you see how I'm here for your dad like this, like this is why it's important. She made it just clear how valuable, and like also just showing me, giving me practices to value black women. I would just see how she approached the world. I'm like, okay, she totally has some kind of, there's something to a black woman. That's what I started to perceive. But then everyone in my family is married to black women, so but that's what you'll like speak to is the value because that's so important. At least from my perspective, that's I'm biased in
No,
that way.
facts, and that's good to point out because, like I
Yeah.
said, I felt like going that route of being like, this
But
is
I'm
just
just saying though, when I'm talking about these specific men in my life though, they from a generation where what they say is law in the house. Ain't no discussion, right? It's no discussion with your partner, right? It's like
Yeah.
what I say, this is what we're doing. It's no, hey, let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. No. All that's you can kick rocks. I said this. This is what we're doing. I'm just simply saying, like, they come from a generation where it's very, very defined on what we're doing. And that's the way that they are still living to this day. And it's
like isolation in a way. That's like that's
is it isolation?
In a way, because when you have a woman that comes into your life, that perspective is to be valued. You have the yin and the yang, and that's why
So
But that's let me just like because that's why God
I'm
created
sorry.
women, and then that's why we have children that come into our lives. We have children, we have all these different perspectives because we aren't the ultimate conscious, but like you have these other perspectives that you should be able to receive, and especially as a leader, that's so important because it's not like we know it all, and like we could be driving the bus the wrong way. And if you want to be so hell bent, you done drove 2 hours the wrong road. You wasn't trying to listen to nobody. You don't want to read the map. And like that's very real for so many people. But that's the beauty of having a queen. That's the beauty of having the perspective of a woman that you can respect. And then you can actually see how it grows your life in ways that, like, damn, if I would have just thought about that, I may have took the long route. I think, and appreciating that perspective. And same for children. That's what I was thinking. You always mention how your Gabby clocks you. She keeps you in a way that is alive and evolutionary. And same with my children. They keep me in a way that's like, okay, there are reflections in a way, and they'll like show you where you are or where you aren't or where you should be going. And like I said a long time ago, when I first started this new 30 energy, like I realized that like I had the option to not answer the call. Trust me, I had the option to not pick up that phone, like seriously. And I recognized that my dad in a lot of ways he do not be picking up the phone for like for growth. But that's it. And then so like, I could be like Jackie Christie's daughter and just like hate him for it, or just like okay, I recognize that and like my mom used to always say this thing over me. I can't even remember it all the way, but it's like, God, please give him like the strength and the power to like change the things he can change, and then the wisdom to know like the difference between he can't. Whatever. It was something very like that. But
That's an
like
old black that's an
and I
old
would
black
just
saying.
ponder
Yeah,
on
I'm with
that and like and some of the things I can't change are like what my dad has done or like what tools he may not have, but like, nonetheless I can lead with love and like I can just accept the fact that okay I see okay no problem, but I can lead with love from there. And I feel like hopefully Chantel gets to a point where she can say like what, this is still my mom, like you ain't gonna have her forever, to be like sitting in this energy and going like at some point just hug her, hug each other, just love each other. But people have the option to change or not, and I realized that at 30 mostly because I'm like the change was calling my damn phone and like Lionel Jr. like what's good, like yeah I'm evolution, where you at? And then I'm like holy shit, deep swallow. I'm like okay, I pick up the phone, but I definitely had the option to not pick up the phone, but I also still had a woman too. My woman pulls the best out of me to be able to say this isn't you and this isn't even what I fell in love with. This is not what I'm sticking around for. Like, it's do or die sometimes for change. And like, but that's beautiful. That's the good thing of your reflections around you. Being able to tell you you're beside yourself or not. Or, even being able to see that yourself. Some people wouldn't even need a reflection. Some people are independent and just live alone and they can still like change and they can grow. But you can also be potentially isolating yourself with a version of you that it might not be you. I had a friend the other day that was praying. She was saying a prayer, and her prayer was just like, like, God, like, help me to realize like some of the ways of myself that I just accepted that might not even be true to who the fuck, like, respectfully, who you created me to be. Like, it might not be true to where I'm going. Like, there might be some ways about myself that where did I get that from? But then people will just, if you just accept everything for what it is and who you are, and like, this is me, then like, how isolating is that? We are here to evolve from my perspective. But then also everybody don't have to evolve. That's why people gag me. They be saying, "Oh, yeah, we evolved from the gorillas." I'm like, okay, well, why are the gorillas still here? The bitches clearly did not answer the phone to evolve. They're like, we good. Like, why are they not turning into humans right before our eyes? You know?
No, but it's so funny. I used to question evolution now until I really recognized that humans can dead ass evolve. Right? Humans are dead ass evolving right now. Like, quote me, bookmark me. I hope the internet does live forever, so somebody can pull this up in like 150 years and be
Just
like,
imagine.
"Wow, we were on the precipice of evolution," and she
That
called
would be so
shit.
powerful. Your
Like,
great grandkids.
yes. And Roy doubted me. Let the record show that. No, I'm playing.
Hold on. How did I get involved? I'm chilling.
This nigga didn't want to change.
No, his perspective is just that everybody is not on that vibe.
No facts.
And
No.
vibe is every, somebody tweeted like, "Oh, if you think coconut water is nasty, like, okay, something is up with your like gut vibe or something." And at first, I was like offended because I do think that like the original tweet was like coconut water tastes like it been in somebody else's mouth first, and then and I'm like coconut water is nasty.
Wait a fucking minute. Wait
No,
a
it
minute.
tastes like so weird. Like I remember just thinking I was flying. Let me order a coconut on the island, and it was disgusting. I was like I would rather have had the tequila. I was like, give me the tequila shot. But I think that it was powerful. Somebody else was like, well, maybe that's speaking to your gut. Like maybe the bacteria, whatever the shit is, like pushing that away because
Don't
it's
need
like
that pureness.
right.
Get
It's like
that pure medicine
right.
out.
Right.
That jelly
Exactly.
water. But the first time I tried coconut too, I was in Africa the first time I had like a fresh coconut, and I didn't fuck with it either. But definitely when I started like being on my healing shit, I went through a time where like I just had to have coconut water. Like that was the shit that was helping to like really fucking rejuvenate.
You were craving it.
And nourish me. Like I needed that nourishment at a time. Like now that I look back on it, because I promise it was a time where I just
I know that it tastes weird, but now I'm like, I gotta look into my gut now. I gotta get into my gut health and like really get into the bottom of that. 'Cause I'm like,
that shit is so
I've never been intentional about like my gut health.
Yeah, you on that countdown now, Lionel.
Now when they be like, you can't even trust your gut.
You on that. Lionel, you are officially on that countdown to the old prostate exam.
And I take like vitamins for my prostate at this point that are just like support it. Like I'm so intentional about that at this point because I'm like but I'm like taking my vitamins too and having multiple salads per day. But thank God for Tamara because she pushes me into that. I would have Whataburger half the time if I could. Or a big juicy burger. I just enjoy a burger so much. But like thank God for Tamara. She's like, you need salad and vegetables. She like today we having some vegetables too, just straight vegetables, nothing else. I'm like, what kind of dinner is that? But it's necessary.
All right, we got about 10 minutes before we get up out of tonight. Can we have some fun real quick? Let's have fun with this story right here. I think Suki does look like Tracy Morgan. She looks just like Tracy Morgan. Sukiana looks like Tracy Morgan. Come on, man. You can't unsee it.
That's crazy.
She looked just like him.
I don't concur.
Who the fuck said that?
Do you see it?
I beat their ass up.
But do you see it?
I don't
Do you see it? He don't see that. They said show him. He's like a comedian guy. I thought he was my daddy back in the day. My mama know him. My mama, yeah, little man. My mama know him.
Like him.
Yeah, but around that time, my mama didn't know him. So I was just like, well, you know what? I kind of do look like him.
That's your daddy?
I don't know who my daddy is.
Lord have mercy. That woman don't know who her daddy is. Jesus Christ. Get that woman some counseling immediately. She
No,
don't
for
know
real. Let's get to that.
She don't know who her daddy is. Lord have mercy. Lord, I think it's Tracy Morgan. I'm gonna talk to you, Suki. I think
Oh,
Tracy Morgan is your dad.
knew him shit too.
You say what?
I said she's saying the mama knew him too.
Yeah, you look just like this nigga. I'm looking
That
at the
could be
face.
his
You
daughter
look
for
just
real.
like Tracy Morgan, and you sound like this Negro.
She was making her voice sound like him.
Oh, was she doing it on purpose? Okay, she's trying to make herself be
Like
his.
that's his dad.
Right.
Like
And without makeup, she probably looks more like him probably without makeup.
I know. Oh, Lionel, you probably right. With no makeup, she probably look just like this Negro.
Respectfully, no shade. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm throwing shade. Fuck it.
No, I mean,
I feel like in that video she didn't have no makeup on.
But this
Well,
picture,
she
it
got
was
a lot
hard
of
to
makeup.
see in the video. This picture,
Yeah, I know,
was,
but I feel like
coming
in the video she did look more like him. Like I
See?
can
Okay.
Respectfully, Suki.
Okay, Suki, I think you look like that man. Let's move on though. What's going on with panties and I was gonna call her fucking her name from the damn
Is
show.
that Tracy Ellis Ross?
Yeah, Tracy. I was gonna call her Joan. Tracy
You know, ever
Ellis
since
Ross.
I've met my friend Tree has always reminded me of Tracy Ellis. Like something about them like remind me of each other.
So there was a story, I guess, somehow that got out that they were saying that like she only would pack 2 pair of drawers on a trip, and I guess she was trying to dispel that rumor, and she was like, "I pack," but like, goddamn, these drawers look a little big, Tracy. Like, I don't think that you that wide. Am I tripping? These panties look a little wide.
panties be looking big.
Yeah, those panties look very wide.
Panties just be looking big. Because I promise, like,
I feel like they should be smaller and then they should expand when you put them on. Those look like some big ass drawers. Those are drawers. Those ain't even panties she's holding. Those are
Really,
drawers.
the fabric is going to stretch out because
No,
her ass is big.
It don't need to stretch out. Like, that's some big ass drawers right
That
there.
is not big. Look at her arms like this. You got like she like. She literally like you.
I could see those fitting her. I think she's a little thick around the hip ass waist.
And I think they're wet too, so you know they're like a little bit bigger when they wet.
Listen, I ain't into my
She was
business.
talking about washing them in the sink. That's what the whole.
Not they wet.
So she letting them air dry, so they're wet. They're like more open. Roy, come on now.
Yeah, we say 2 pairs. The one she got on and the extra pair she packed. Yeah, because people were saying that like it got like a rumor that like she was out here packing 2 pair of drawers when she go
where
places.
would that rumor even come from? And
Because she said that she washes underwear in the sink.
Yeah, here we go.
A little too much.
Here she goes. She talking about it though, that she washed her drawers.
Hello. So I've been away for quite a while. I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks. And I have a couple of delicates that, you know, how much underwear can you bring on a trip? You know what I mean? So it's a hand washing day in Paris. Hand washing in Paris. And I'm going to show you some of my hacks. So I did shower gel in the sink, and I alternate sinks because there's 2 sinks. So I do first sink, I fill it like a washing machine, and I get in there. Then I transfer, I fill up the other sink with cold water, and one by one, I use a bar of soap and I wash each pair of underwear.
Okay, just bring enough underwear. This is way too much.
Well, it's different because she's on an international trip.
Okay, just bring enough.
And
Just
so-
more draws. This is doing a lot. Like,
But she was like, those were her delicates, probably like her good panties, right? Like her real. So who
This is
knows
good.
how long she's there? Because yeah, if you're gonna be overseas, I feel like it should be about 10 days, right? And when you're
Well,
going,
here's what I'm gonna tell you though, Naomi.
Huh?
If you got that old woman nightgown on, you ain't bringing a whole bunch of panties. I'm gonna tell you, that's an old woman nightgown she got
No,
on.
she still says she brings a lot of panties, but it's just like when it's time to wash them, this is how I
No,
wash
old women that wear that nightgown she got on, they don't wear no drawers under that. That's just the night. That's just what they do.
Of course, who's wearing anything under the muumuu? Like,
I'm just telling you. So she don't need all them drawers that she talking about.
she's not in the
She got
house
shit to do during the
24/7,
daytime.
Roy. Like, she's out every fucking hour of the day.
Man, she don't need all them goddamn drawers.
I needed the hack. Thanks, Tracy Ellis.
I'm glad that she washing her drawers because sometimes they don't be having washing machines and dryers in every hotel.
No facts. And then she just said it was the delicates. So like maybe she didn't want to get it dry clean. Maybe she couldn't like trust them. Like,
and I love Tracy
handle
Ellis. I'm not giving her that benefit of the doubt.
her panties and
That's
her
Diana
bras.
Ross's
You know
daughter
how
at the end of the
expensive
day.
panties and bras could get, especially like a woman of her caliber.
Go to
like,
Target.
of those panties and bras. She might have some from Target, but the nice ones aren't going to be from Target. There's going to be nice ones too.
Well, here goes somebody who didn't need no. Here goes somebody who didn't need no panties. They was in the bank. They thought that in this room, I don't know what they thought this damn wall was, or
privacy window, but it's
privacy window. I would love to know what they thought people saw on the other side of this window. But I can't even play this because eventually here's what it gets to. Hold on. There you go. Eventually it gets to that right there. See? It starts there and then that's where it ends, right? With somebody bent over the desk inside the bank.
Freaked out.
And you got people at the bank filming y'all getting it popping.
The bank
that's insane.
It is. It's
like they could have just been in front of the door.
They just freaked out.
Like y'all missed the mark just by a few feet.
They could have just not did it. I could have waited to go home.
Yeah, get to the
bathroom.
Sometimes you at where you at, bro.
That is insane.
That's
Go to the
wild,
car
bro.
at least. Look, damn.
She like, I really need this low. I really need this.
It got to go down right now.
No, they too freaked out. They're a therapist.
No, they need some help. Somebody else who might need some help. Can y'all help me out? What's going on with Young Jock in this fit right here for Young Jock? He got the crop top going on.
He was the other nigga at first.
No, that's Young Jock. He got the crop top. Why he got the crop top, woman? The crop top is crazy, Young Jock. On the tracksuit with the crop top? That's crazy.
Does he have a V cut? Is there even a V cut there to be cropping and showing?
Lionel trying to figure out what's going on.
You don't need one for that.
Lionel, don't give this nigga no benefit of the doubt.
No, that doesn't.
Because if you don't have that V, then that could be very unflattering to just be getting that right there.
I fuck with Jock LT, but this is out of pocket. Come on, Young Jock.
Yeah, because it's just keeps giving like a girl's tracksuit. So I don't know if he got like the wrong jacket, like because it's just giving that crop sweatshirt look. I don't like it.
That ain't it, Young Jock. You might get.
I
mess with Jock, but
he
that
picked
ain't
up
it.
the wrong jacket, or whoever the designer was throwing the wrong jacket, and was like, "Let's hope this nigga don't notice."
Yeah, that's not flattering for him.
Let me give a shout out.
I don't know if I would want to see any nigga in a crop hoodie or.
I usually don't give shout outs to old heads out here in the streets, but let me give a shout out to this old head right here at the table. Watch him at the table because he had the table with his people. They were a little group. I believe he there with somebody he dealing with. But watch what he does right here on the low at the table. Watch this. He sent his number. You see right there? Hold on, back it up. You see what Unc did right there?
Oh wow!
He put his number in and like sent it over to the other. You see what I'm saying? He put his number in his phone, held it under the table for the other table to see it. There you go. Hit me up. Shit, I'm trying to see what's popping over there. Yeah.
Was they young girls?
See, he's evolving because I've never even seen that before.
I'd be like, why? I would no. I don't like that.
Right.
You can't walk over here and speak.
No. Okay, here you go.
I'm like, because why he couldn't get up?
For you, Naomi. There you go. That's what she was texting him. So here go the text message right here. Yeah, she hit him up in the text. Yes, lock me in, baby. What's your name?
Oh, that was his girlfriend?
No. This is another chick. This is the chick at the other table. He said, in the Uber, I can't talk. I can text you from New York. and she said her name. He said, "LOL." No, that was my girl. I would
See,
have
and that's
came
what I'm
over.
saying. It was his girlfriend.
He said, "I would have came over there with you if I was single." LOL. Is that gonna be an issue? He said, "Is that gonna be an issue?"
And that's why she look, and that's why I would have been right on for never taking that number. Because the fuck. What I look like? What the fuck I look like having to do all that work to text you?
She hit him up. She hit Unc back. God damn me.
What's she saying?
Well, that was, she stopped texting after that.
That's when she stopped showing love.
Yeah, right. I'm with you, Torian. She probably kept hitting him up, right?
Torian,
Yeah, she don't want to
but
show
no,
what she's
that's
doing.
out of line, and I'm glad his ass is up on the internet. I hope his girlfriend see.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's fucked up to be under the table sharing a number. Because I promise a grown man, especially a grown old man like him. Okay, now it makes sense why he didn't get up. Because I wish a nigga would not speak like with his whole man voice. The fuck?
That's good discernment for real.
Please.
Like something ain't right here.
No, I don't like scary ass niggas. Like some women could go for that shit, but I don't like a scary nigga. I like a nigga that has enough courage, enough heart to be able to say something. Say something, do something, mean something.
Nasty quarterback work. He tried to throw it up under on the low. Okay, let's get ready to get up out of here. I want to, y'all make sure I bring this up next week because I want to really talk about this next week. We didn't get to it tonight, but we got to come back and talk about this right here next week because this was wild.
And these is just regular shorts. This is how I walk through the airport. This is how I walk through the airport with these shorts on. With my robe. This is exactly how I have my clothes.
Boarding pass, please. As Tanasia Grayer approached the Spirit ticket counter, tensions quickly grew. She was just told she wouldn't be allowed on her flight back to Chicago.
I'm right here. You need to get out my face. You don't have to address me like that. You can say whatever you need to say from right there. You don't have to get in my face. You don't get to tell me what to do. And you don't get to tell.
She had the booty shorts on, and they didn't let her get on the flight with the shorts on. You know what I'm saying? They was like,
She didn't have anything else in her luggage.
Well, but she's saying that here's what she's saying that she had a robe on over the top.
She said the robe.
So I got my robe on.
No, and I'm like, bitch, you looking crazy with this robe. That's why niggas is scared.
Like,
only
man,
people with mental issues is coming out, especially to the fucking airport in a robe on.
It's a Versace robe.
It's a Versace robe.
We got money's Versace.
Oh, there's only
like
Tori,
please,
it's a
that's not
Versace robe?
Versace. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah, they ain't want to hear that Versace shit. One more time. This is what she's saying.
That's
This is regular shorts. This is how I walk through the airport. This is how I walk through the airport with these shorts on. With my robe. This is exactly how I have my clothes.
There you go. That's how she came through there. You did?
No, but is there dress codes for airplanes? I'm sure there is.
I don't know. Spirit told her get her ass out of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
because
I would have been like, okay, can I get my bag? Maybe she checked her bag.
Her sister was arrested.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to it next week. This shit went crazy, Lionel. They turned up. But yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Shout out to everybody that joined us tonight, man. Appreciate y'all, man. It's the No Strings family. Y'all the best out here, man. The chat is the best. Everybody that joins us and that listens to the show, whether you listen to it on YouTube or whether you listen to it in the audio podcast, we definitely salute and appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody in the UK. The UK been going crazy for us.
I feel like this time monkey will be eating it.
Yeah, the UK been. Yeah, we might need to turn up. We might have to go to the UK and pull up. They fuck around and might know what's out there. The UK been turning up heavy. Heavy for us. So shout out to everybody out there in the UK. Now we ain't gonna get on no Drake shit, but shout out to the UK.
No, because I was just thinking about the random podcasts that I've listened to over the years that weren't like hella famous, but like I like them and I'll listen to them. So shout out to them who just like have a random podcast that they really vibe with, that they tap into.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. We thank y'all, man.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing your energy. Much love.
You did? We out of here, man. We holler at y'all next week. Peace.